Welcome to the National Women's Fitness Academy podcast. We're here to talk about women's health, female hormones, body image, and all things health and fitness. Welcome back to the Women's Fitness Academy podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ellen, as you probably know by now. I'm also the founder of the Empowered Woman program, which is a program for women who struggle with binge eating, anxiety, all nothing mindset, and all things self-sabotage, basically. And today I'm guested by a coach who is absolutely amazing, and I followed her for a while, and she just has a very balanced and healthy approach to coaching. And like you girls know, I'm all about that stuff and getting everyone away from the all or nothing mindset. Her name is Macie, and her program program is actually called Empowered Coaching, which I was like, when I saw that, I was like, damn, we're almost the same name. I love that. She's an accredited dietitian, and she runs her business with her partner who does the personal training side of things. So Macie, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, thank you so much again for the short notice. I literally messaged her last night. I was like, hey, do you want to do a podcast tomorrow?
And I was like, yes. My first podcast. I'm so excited.
Yes, love that. Yeah, like as always, when someone's new, I always stuff something up. So that's great. No, it's so good to have you on. And yeah, I think the listeners are going to get a lot out of this podcast. So for the people who don't know who you are, can you give us a little background of how you got into the industry? Like you obviously started to become a dietitian, like that's a big decision. It's not just like a 12-week coach online.
Yeah, it was a 5-year uni degree, so quite a long one. But my background is actually, it's quite a long one, but basically growing up, as a kid in high school, I was kind of always grew up living in a larger body, and I was, ultimately, quite happy, but was always bullied for my weight and the way I looked. And as a lot of our listeners will probably resonate with, was constantly yo-yo dieting, trying to lose this weight that I had, that I was holding, and honestly nothing worked. And it's because I had that all or nothing approach to everything that I was doing. And I was just getting unhappy, and as time progressed and as I got older, the bullying got worse and the yo-yoing got worse, and I just could not for the life of me lose weight, and I had no idea why. And then that's when I started to become really interested in kind of like the health and fitness side of things, as I started to, learn and educate myself about nutrition, especially. And I think it was, when I was kind of like year 10 or 11, I went to the doctor and they told me that I had high blood pressure and that I was like borderline diabetic. And that's when I was really like, okay, something needs to change. It was, ultimately my health that, made me really wake up and decide to, do something. And what I started to do was just focus on one thing at a time. I signed up to the gym and I just, went to the classes, and I bloody loved going. I didn't have this all or nothing, like I have to do everything. I just ate whatever my mum made me. I wasn't stressed about nutrition. And that's when I started to see results. And I was like, wow, I'm like not even really doing anything, and I'm seeing these really great results. And so that's what kind of fueled me starting. And I got to a really healthy place where I was really like great with my nutrition. It was balanced. I was eating great food, but still had that good flexibility. I didn't really have a great understanding of nutrition. I was spooning peanut butter into my smoothies thinking it was like healthy, low calorie, and it probably would have been like 800 calories. But, I was exercising, I was moving my body, and that was enough. And I was so healthy and happy. And then, as we sometimes do, we're our own worst critics. I got to this point where I was still not happy no matter how light I got. I always kind of wanted to shift that next few kilos. And that's when I decided to sign up with my first coach in a gym. And unfortunately, this coach pushed my body to a point where it was beyond healthy. I lost my cycle and I kind of went the other way to things. And I was there for quite some time before, long story short, I ended up gaining a large amount of that weight back because it got to that unsustainable level of things. But I still had that, great interest in nutrition and training, and I still love to go to the gym and things. And that's when I decided to go and do nutrition and dietetics at uni. And yeah, long story short, I became more educated. Things became more sustainable. I got back on track with everything. 5 years passed, graduated with my Master of Dietetics, and now I am a coach myself. Sorry, that's a really long story, but
no,
that's like the key parts.
No, that's not long at all. Like some people I interview, they talk their stories like half an hour, 45 minutes. It's like, okay.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like, is this too long? But
no, that was great. It was great.
Basis of everything. But now my business, I work with mainly women lifestyle clients who, similar to me, just don't know where to start. They don't believe in themselves. They don't think they can do it. And I remember starting out just thinking, I'm always going to be unhappy. I'm always going to be unhealthy. I'm always going to, be like this. And I didn't think that it was possible to change. And it's because I had that all or nothing mentality around things. And so now my aim is just to help women, especially who are in that same position, get out of that position and help them to believe in themselves, and just help give them the tools and the education as well, because that's what, a lot of them lack, is just education.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that so much. And unfortunately, I think a lot of women can recognize themselves in this, that they've been with some kind of coach that's pushed them way too hard and said, if you're eating chocolate on a Wednesday, you don't want it bad enough. And like, you can't have burgers or pizza. It's a cheap meal. Like now you have to go work it off.
It's so unfortunate that coaches, some of them, not all of them, of course, there's so many great coaches.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate that, we do still have people like that who give that advice. And it is really hard because, these clients that we have look up to coaches, and, they are susceptible. They're in a place of susceptibility where they will believe what you say, and you are that authority figure. So it's important that you are nurturing your clients and making sure that you've got, you want to get your clients results, but you want to be ensuring that their relationship with food and themselves is equally, if not more important than that, because once you've damaged someone's relationship with food, it's really hard to come back from, as you would probably know. It's very, very hard once we're kind of in that place of negativity with self and food to come back from. So yeah, that's always my priority, is making sure that we've got a good relationship with food before we pursue any body composition goals.
Yeah, and that's so important as well. And also, as a coach, it's so important to be able to recognize this and to be able to say to the client, look, you are not in the best position right now to have a body composition goal. Like, we actually need to work on your relationship to yourself and to food first. 100%. Then possibly down the road we can introduce a deficit, but at the moment this is what we need to do. Because I think that's a tough conversation to have, especially as a new coach, when you're starting out and you want clients and like, yes, someone's finally signed up.
I know.
And they start showing all these red flags. And it's like, oh shit, I know I shouldn't be doing this.
It's really hard, especially when you are starting out as an online coach. Like, I have friends, I'm sure many new coaches, who it's hard to get clients at the start. There's a lot of online coaches, and it's really exciting when you have someone sign up, but you really just don't want to take someone on who has that poor relationship with food unless you're equipped to deal with it. Referring on is your best friend, and it's in your client's best interests, and your best interests at the end of the day. You want to help these people, and you want to work within your scope. So referring on and having people that you can refer on to is great. So yeah, I always suggest referring on if you feel like you need to.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I know it's scary and it's like, oh my God, but I'm losing like income or whatever. But like, I'm such a big believer that if a client isn't meant to work with you, the person who is meant to work with you will come. Like
They'll come.
you need to let that person go to give the space for someone else to come in, and they are going to be your dream soul client.
100%. And, by referring on to, other coaches who, like yourself, who have the experience, or, other coaches might know coaches, referring on, you're building those connections as well. And you never know when they might send a client your way because you're more equipped to deal with them, and you're building those relationships. So never be afraid or anything to refer on, because it's important. It's really important.
Yeah. Of course. And, that's what I love with collaborations as well, that we have all of these like different things that we specialize in. Like, I'm sure there's so many things about nutrition that you would know that I wouldn't have a clue of. And like, I would always
all have our niches.
Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't make me a bad coach or you a bad coach or anyone else. Like, we all have these different things that we really, really love and that light our soul up. And if you find that area, if that's gut health or hormones or the female cycle or whatever it is for you, like, focus on that and go balls deep into that topic, because that is what's going to help you build a business and find your dream clients. Like, don't focus on something that's like
is so good. You can really nail down and attract those clients and upskill in that area as well. For me, it's women's health. It always has been. And I think, a lot of the listeners listening to this will probably have the same kind of niche, but things like IBS, PCOS, endo, I've done a lot of upskilling in that area because it's my area. If I have a male come to me, I'm like, I can work with you, but here's someone I would suggest as being a better fit for you. And it's good to have those connections because, I can work with a male, but I just know that for me, I gel better with females. I prefer that. And that's what works for me. And, it's good to find that niche and that population that you enjoy working with, or even enjoy working with and have the experience working with. And, it might change over time as your interests and things change, but having that niche is great.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, like, if you just give the client the opportunity, hey, I might not be the best person for you. I'm specializing in this. This might be someone who is a bit more your alley. You're giving them the opportunity to choose here, and you're being honest with them, because I think that sometimes clients, the girls that I've spoken to in the past, they feel a bit like led behind, like, what's it called, behind the light. It's like, because the coaches are saying, oh yeah, I'm really good, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, no, actually, I'm not equipped to deal with whatever it is. So just be honest with your clients, and but sometimes they might still choose you. They might be like, look, I'm really like happy that you're so honest with me, but I still want to work with you. And that's fine.
Yeah. 100%. Honesty is number one. As hard as it is when you're starting out, you'll get clients, you'll get there.
Yeah.
It takes time to build, but it's worth it.
100%. God, I had no idea that you struggled with your weight growing up, because looking at you now, you're like shredded. I never ever would have guessed it.
I look really shredded right now, and it's because I was only 4 weeks out from my WBFF show. But then I got in between a dog fight, unfortunately, and had to pull out. So I'm currently reversing now out of it, and will be coming back stronger than ever in April. But yeah, that's why I look extra shredded right now. But this isn't my preferred body composition. I'm loving all the food right now, and I'm so excited to gain some strength back. But it's been a crazy month.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I remember you said you were in like a dog fight, but I didn't realize it was that bad that you couldn't even like compete.
Yeah, it was like I probably could have pushed through, but I didn't want to put my body through that extra stress of being in a deficit. I felt like, it already had gone through enough stress of surgery and being in hospital. And, I was in hospital for a week. And again, it comes down to my health, and I'll always put my health before any body composition goal. So for me, just being in a deficit, it wasn't the right thing for me to do. I needed to be, eating enough to recover and fuel my body. So I made the decision to not compete, and it sucks, but but it's the right decision, and I'm happy with the decision.
No, I honestly, I respect that so much. I think that's so important and so powerful that you did that, because it really shows that you don't just talk the talk, you actually walk the walk as well. You are doing exactly what you're telling your clients to do, pulling out when you're not feeling, your best, and you're having obviously this quite big injury.
Yeah, it was bad. But yeah, at the end of the day, as I said, health is always going to be my number one priority. And, as I said, coming from I've had that background of that extreme weight loss as well. And so I am always mindful of that in, the competition industry, that those disordered thoughts are quite prevalent. And so I would never want to do anything unhealthy to myself or get myself back to that place again. And, coming from that place, I feel like we're always kind of at risk of ending back up there, no matter how strong we are. And so just for me, the timing wasn't right, a million other things going on in life, other stresses, and it was just, my health is my priority. And I'm proud of my decision for sure. It was a hard one, but also an easy one, because my health number one.
Yeah, no, and that's how it should be as well. Plus, you get to enjoy Christmas and
I get to enjoy. So now I'm going to Queensland to watch the show, which will be really exciting. So I get a holiday out of it, and then we're going to Bali after, which will be so nice. Yeah, it's going to be so good. And not having to have the stress of the body composition goals, and just chilling for the rest of the year and going into comp next year, which will be exciting then. So just moving the goalposts, but the goal is the same. And it's important sometimes to move the goalposts.
Absolutely. And like we spoke about holding on to the wrong kind of clients, it's the same thing with everything in life. If you're holding on to something too much and it's not actually meant for you, like once you let that thing go, something better that is actually meant for you will come along. Like it happens
100%. 100%. It was like everything was kind of just going wrong, with the dogs, and there was just so much drama in my life, and everything was telling me, Macie, maybe now's not the time. And I pulled out, and I was sad about it, but then so many great opportunities came from doing the April show, giving me more time to build and focus on my relationships, and there was just so many great opportunities. And now I'm just so grateful that I've been able to, the goal is still there. I'm still able to do it. We'll get there at some point, but I've got, I'm young, I'm 25. I can compete whenever I want to compete. That goal will always be there. But, my health and other things that only pop up, I need to look after those as well. So
Absolutely. It's all about having that trust. And I feel like when you are really aligned with what you're meant to be doing, the universe is literally here you go.
There's no rush. There's no rush.
Opportunities that you wanted, but now that you are actually doing the right thing. But when you're not doing the right thing, when you're doing the opposite of what you want to be doing, but you're just holding on so tightly to you have that goal and the weight loss goal or the relationship or whatever it is that you have in your mind, and you're I know this isn't right, but I just don't want to give up. And the universe is kicking you down.
Literally. And this is something that I always tell my clients, there is no rush. Your goals will always be there. And you have time. There is no rush. And I think a lot of clients, and I'm sure a lot of listeners will relate, clients want things and they want them now. They want results and they want them now. And it is because with technology these days, with we can tap our card, we can buy whatever we want, we get what we want instantly. People want those results instantly. Achieving your goals as more of a long distance thing, more of a sustainable approach, it's not as sexy, and it doesn't sell as well as let's lose 7 kilos in 6 weeks and happy days. It doesn't sell as well, that sustainable approach. But it's something I always tell my clients, if we're sustainable, we'll get the goal, we'll keep the goal, we're not going to go back the other way. And that's something that I wish I knew, that we don't have to be all or nothing. We don't have to get our goals, our body composition goals right here, right now. There's time. And the more time that it takes to achieve those goals, the more likely that you are to succeed in, maintaining those results as well. So that's another big thing that comes under kind of that umbrella, and something that I always talk to my clients about.
Yeah, absolutely. So after you finished your studies to become a dietitian, How was the process of starting your business? Like, did you work in a hospital first, or how did that happen for you?
So I think I kind of always knew, like I'd had online coaches before, and I kind of always knew that I wanted to get into the health and fitness space, especially because I had that love for the gym, and my coaches that I had I loved as well. But I think the typical route after uni was apply for a hospital job, because that's kind of what was drilled into us, honestly, in the masters. Was we did all of our placements in hospitals, and so I went and I worked at Bendigo Health, a hospital. So I worked like clinically for would have been like, it was casually just for a year, but on the side I was also working with a online like coaching company, and I worked with that company for just over a year before I decided to do my own thing. So my partner is a personal trainer, and he had already kind of got the online coaching stuff kind of happening, but he was also working in the gym as well. And so with my experience with the online nutrition side of things and being a dietitian and his personal training experience, we decided to start our own online business, Empowered Coaching. And we have been running for just over a year now, which is really exciting.
Oh my God, is it that new? Sorry, I just cut you
yeah
off.
yeah
So
it is
shocked.
new. So
What?
I'm trying to think when I graduated. Like, it must have been, what year are we even in? I think
End of 2023.
I don't even know what year.
Oh,
What month?
girl, I don't see
Are we
days
what
just
year?
go poof.
It must have been like 2.5, 3 years ago I finished uni. And so I done 2 years, 2.5 years of online coaching. But a year kind of more casually in the background with the hospital work. So my partner and I only started our business just over a year ago. So I know what it's like to be kind of a small fish in a big pond when it comes to online coaching, and it is a slow start.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so intrigued now. Well, first of all, you have your business with your partner.
Yeah.
I'm sure that this is a lot of people's dream. Like, meet a hot gym guy, start a business that he
That's
can do like one
literally
thing.
how it started, right? He was my PT at
Oh.
the gym. He was my PT, and then he became my coach, and we started training together. We were training together for quite a few years, and now he's my fiance.
Unreal. How
Amazing.
is that? Is it that as dreamy as everyone thinks, like in their head?
Honestly, like, it has its ups and downs. At the start, it was all smooth sailing. Like, it was great. I think because he does really just the training and I do just the nutrition, we work well in that we don't really overstep. I don't try and take over his training stuff. He doesn't really try and take over my nutrition stuff. He can do nutrition stuff, and he has some clients that he does nutrition for. But if someone's working with me, I handle all their nutrition. And if they want training, then they got to work with both of us. So it's good because we don't step on each other's toes. Of course, we have our business disagreements here or there, and we set up our business meetings at the kitchen table and have our arguments from time to time. But we're very in line, with how we want to run things. And, if we do have a disagreement about, how we want to do something, we're great and open with the communication. That's really important. But I think it works really well because we both have a similar mindset in terms of, we don't want to promote any of that all or nothing behavior. We have our clients' health at the forefront of our minds in terms of, relationships with food, balancing the lifestyle. And he's come from a place too of, not he wasn't born, no one's born a gym junkie. We all start somewhere, but he wasn't, I guess, super athletic growing up. So we kind of both understand what it's like to start and have no nutrition, no fitness education whatsoever. So I think we just gel, and we don't step on each other's toes. But it can be hard sometimes when we both work from home. We're together 24/7. We have separate offices now. This is mine. I'm sitting in mine. He's in his, in the other room, and we collaborate. It's good to have that personal space.
Yeah, I can imagine it will be so, so important. And I remember when I first started, I was like, oh, that would be the dream. Like, my boyfriend would just do the training and I'll just do the nutrition.
It is good. Like, you know, we can kind of have breaks in the middle of the day and go to the gym together, which is nice. And we can clock out early and go for a dinner, like a bit of a drive away if we want to. So it works like that. But we do get sick of each other, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. Good and bad.
Of course, like with everything.
Yeah, pros and cons.
But yes, you've only really been running for about a year and you already have like quite a full client roster.
Yes.
I know there's a lot, like, especially now, I feel like it is a little bit harder to get clients than it was maybe 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
But how, because you're so, like, I was thinking that you'd coach for years and years and years. How did you get so busy so quickly? Like, what, do you have any tips for the listeners?
We were so lucky that it was a great start for us. So we invested in like a lot of money in marketing and a website through a company called MA Services, who are amazing. I think that I'm just doing like a little spill for them here. I think they're rebranding at the moment. So if anyone listens to this and they're like, they're rebranding. So sorry, I don't know what their new name is, but MA, they did all of our website and stuff. And I think like the professional look of that really helped. And they helped us a lot with like our sales pitches and our Instagrams and things like that. And then my fiance, Scott, at the time, he still works a little bit in the gym as well. So we did have that connection with the gym. So got a lot of clients through advertising through the gym, which was really big. And we do live kind of like more regional Victoria, so out of Melbourne. So a lot of the people who I guess like follow the Instagram kind of thing, like a lot, like we've got a lot of older women, older men around here who aren't as up with like the Instagram thing. So there wasn't as much competition either. We were just the only ones kind of advertising up this way. So we were lucky in that regard to get a lot of clients through there. And then obviously posting testimonials and results from those clients allowed us to build more into the online space, which I think is where it's very competitive. And I think having the edge of being a dietitian attracted a lot of clients as well. And through working for somebody else, I gained a lot of experience and had a bit of a following through that as well. So I think a lot of my clients kind of came from following me previously through my other business, which helped as well. So quite a few different, I guess, elements there, because starting off is really hard. We were really lucky to have that touch, especially with the gym.
Yeah, for sure. And like you literally speak in my language here, because this is what I always tell people: get the experience in person if you can.
You have to have the in-person stuff. You have to. Like, especially, I mean, I can't speak as much, but from a training point of view, like the experience that I speak, like that Scott speaks about to me, that he's learned in the gym, like the people skills, the ability to just chat to people and develop a good program and things like that, all comes from that experience in person. And, you know, I think it would be a lot harder, especially from a training point of view, to just start sitting behind a computer. You want to build that reputation in person and that experience as well. And even me with my nutrition stuff, like I didn't jump straight online. I was working in the hospital and did a bit of like private practice work out of a GP clinic, just with general healthy eating and mindset stuff in person before I even moved online. And that really helped me build my skills.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, there's so many online coaches at the moment. It's like gazillion.
So many.
Yeah, so like to stand out is quite hard, and to be able to have that, build a community in person is so much easier. It's like with anything, like it's so much easier to connect with someone when you're actually 100%.
There. Like if you can get some experience like working in a gym, amazing. Like then, you know, you're maybe one of 2 or 3, maybe the only personal trainer in the gym. There's, you know, hardly any competition in comparison to the online realm. So take advantage of that, use the connections, advertise in the gym. And you know, we don't always want to start there. We all want to work from home full time. Like it's the sexy thing to do. You know, we all want to live that lifestyle.
But the caffeine body, work away.
I know. And no, again, it comes down to, let's not be impatient with our goals. That's achievable. You can get there. We just have to start somewhere, and you need to start by building things up, and getting your name out there in a gym where there's less competition is such a good way to start. I mean, you think about when you post like an 8-week challenge or whatever it might be online, you're in competition with all the other 8-week challenges. And, you know, even if you have a decent following, I mean, which is hard as well at the moment, like, you know, you've still got to then sell your program or sell your offers. So selling it to that more gym community where you are in less competition is a lot easier. And that's where we started, and it got us started very, very, very quickly, which was amazing. And then we were able to move, you know, more online.
Yeah. And I think what you've done is so clever, and the fact that you worked so, like, because in-person stuff is quite like energy draining. Like, you have to put in a lot of effort. And I think a lot of people are a bit scared of like maybe dropping the prices a bit and putting in a bit more effort, and, you know, getting that social proof that you can post online.
Testimonials are so, like, they're worth so much. And I mean, yeah, when we started, our prices were so low. We were like to ourselves, is it even worth like working? But it pays off in the long run. And then you know, you can scale up your prices, and people understand as well. And you know, you need to scale up your prices, but you need
good experience, of course.
But you need to start somewhere. So you know, set your prices to an affordable level, and know that it's not forever. As your experience grows, as you invest money in, you know, further education, in courses, and, you know, and as you get more experience, you can up your prices. You know, I wouldn't be charging what I was charging now when I started, because I didn't have the experience. I hadn't invested in as much education and things like that. But, you know, it's okay and good to up your prices as you progress as well. So yeah, got to start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that pisses me off so much. With there's so many like business coaches at online at the moment that are saying, you know, wanting to charge like $1,000 a week and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, sure, you can probably do that like once you have established yourself, but don't freaking come and tell someone who has just qualified as a personal trainer and nutritionist to charge $1,000 a week, because no one's going to sign up, and they're not going to make any money, and they're going to get drained and tired and not have a business at all.
No, and you know, it sucks charging a little amount at the start, but as we've said,
I was doing like $15 a week when I started. Like,
yeah. And you build from there. And, you know, those, like my first clients, I was charging, you know, as a dietitian, I'm charging them $30 a week. Sometimes, you know, dietitians are charging $220 for a consult. So I'm charging like $30 a week to some of these clients. And you know what? I still have those clients, and now they're paying way more than that, because I've built that reputation with them. They don't want to leave. They like working with me. And now anyone that I onboard, they start at the more expensive price, because I've got that bit more experience now, and I've invested in education. And so, you know, you start somewhere, start small, and you up your prices as you go. Sucks at the start. But again, you know, start small and you'll get there.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And especially because there's so many people listening to this who are just starting off. So please don't fall into this trap of like, of course you're worth charging for, but of course, do the hard work. It's kind of like if you look at like an apprentice for like, I don't know, like buildings, like a plumber or something. Like they have to go through like years of getting paid like shit money.
And they're working like their asses off. Like...
Yeah, exactly. And then they get the experience. And then when they qualified, they get fuck ton of money. And it's the same thing for our industry. It's just that everyone just has this idea that an online coach just sits on the laptop and does a couple of calls every now and then.
Oh my gosh, it frustrates me when people think all we do is sit here typing up meal plans and writing training programs. Like the amount of hours I spend like just admin, like doing even just like research and like learning and development and courses. Like I need to stay up to date with nutrition information. I have to do like continued professional development. Like I want to develop my skills as a coach. I'm doing, you know, mentoring. I'm doing programs. I'm doing lots of different things to, you know, keep up to date with that, and, you know, to give my clients the best resources and education and, you know, planning. Like this stuff takes so much time, and you have to invest a lot too when you start as well, like apps, marketing, websites, things like that. These are things all cost money, and it sucks at the start, but yeah, it pays off in the long run.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So with your business, it's already busy as it is now. Do you have any like big future goals with it? Like what is coming up in the future that you want to do, like treats or something? Like what is the goal with your business?
But like for us, it's just, we do want to keep it like small and niche. Like we like just working with our small network of people. We like being able to give that really tailored like advice. Like I would never, like personally for me, I would never want to like expand to be this big nutrition company that handballs people to people behind the scenes. Like for me, I love working with clients, and I'll always just want to work one-on-one with my clients. I'll never, like, we're not like looking to hire or expand or anything like that. We just love our like tight-knit community kind of thing. Like Scott has like his ideal would be to move into the comp prep side of things, because that's where his I guess that's where he's always kind of wanted to go with the coaching side of things. But for me, it's just, I love what I'm doing, and, working with my lifestyle girls is my number one. So I'm not really sure, like we're just, we've got a few things in the works potentially for next year in terms of like empowerment photo shoots and things like that. But yeah, a little bit of direction there, but, nothing crazy. We're really happy, we've done a lot in the last year, even just getting started. So yeah, we're still continuing just to improve and just refine the way we run things, but keeping it tight-knit community for now.
No, I love that. I think that's so powerful and very rare these days as well, when everything is about scaling and hiring people to do the things for you, and not coaching, not working in the business, but working on the business.
I love it. Like I love jumping on Zoom calls with my clients. I love sitting here doing the meal plans. Like I love it. And like I don't want to not do it. I can't imagine not working one-on-one with clients, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. I love speaking. I love talking. I love sharing my experience with my clients as well. And I think because I have had that kind of experience of being the client and feeling like I can't do it, it makes me feel really good to like empower people and help people to achieve their goals and make them realize that they can do it, and kind of help them along the way. So God, I can't imagine not doing that. So no crazy scaling here. I don't know what the future holds, but I don't ever see myself not working one-on-one with clients.
No, honestly, I'm exactly the same. I love coaching. I love the interactions, and you can hire people, but fuck, I don't want to. Like, I
know. I like the way, like, I just like doing it myself. Like, I love it, and I want my client, like, I just want to work with all my clients. Like,
oh, you're so cute. You can feel your passion. I love that. What is the most common problem people have when they come to you? Oh, sorry, did you cut out? I said, what is the most...
Oh, sorry, we cut out.
Oh, there, you're back.
We're back. The most common problem. I'd say, a lot of them, it varies. Like a lot of them just have that all or nothing mindset, and just a lot of food rules and food beliefs like drained in their brains from growing up, from watching their parents' diet, their friends, social media. And I think that's like the biggest problem that I see, is that people just have a lack of proper nutrition education. They're feeding into a lot of what they see on social media and what they've grown up with, that they don't have correct nutrition information. A lot of my clients come to me wanting to lose weight, but a lot of it is a mindset kind of thing, and just a lot of that all, like, getting rid of that all or nothing mentality. But yeah, kind of like a mixed bag, really. Then some of them, like I do get a lot of like weight struggles with health conditions like PCOS and IBS, and endo are very common ones that come to me, especially being a dietitian. And I do get still some referrals from doctors for that as well. But I'd say the main one is the yo-yo dieting. Every woman that I have worked with has been some sort of yo-yo dieter. Everyone.
Yeah, it's so common, unfortunately.
Very common.
If you could only give them one piece of advice, if you're struggling with the all or nothing mindset, what is one piece of advice that you would give someone?
You don't have to be perfect. Consistency is always the key. You know, small sustainable changes are always going to be more beneficial. And it's so hard. It's so hard to get that message across to clients who do have that all or nothing mindset drilled in. And I mean, you can tell them these things 100 times and it seriously, it doesn't sink. It takes a very long time. And, you know, you will forever, like I'll forever, the same clients will have, you know, they'll be great Monday to Friday. And then on the weekend, they'll, you know, they'll go crazy with the food and then think, oh, you know, I've stuffed it, start again on Monday. And it's really hard to get them out of that cycle. So just, you know, being patient with your clients and taking the time to jump on a call with them and nut out what they're going through and really explaining things is important. And not just being like, you know, quick message, check in, see you later. And that's why I love, you know, being like a smaller, just me coaching the girls that I coach, is that we can have these conversations. We can just jump on a call. I am flexible and, you know, nut these things out. But yeah, that's my piece of advice is, you know, consistency over perfection. But yeah, it's easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so, a lot of people get so stuck in that guilt mindset that it's like, okay, well, if it's not perfect, then it's failed.
Yes,
we need to break that huge pendulum and help people understand that it's actually in that middle part, that middle section, where no one wants to be, because everyone wants to be all nothing.
I know.
The middle section is where the magic actually happens, even if it doesn't feel like anything's happening. It is.
And anything is better than nothing. And, you know, it's small steps. And as I said earlier, smaller steps leads to more sustainable results, means that you can actually lose weight and keep it off. What I find is, you know, the more aggressive we go, the more we pull the pendulum one way, the more it swings back the other way. So, you know, we might pull, we're gaining weight really aggressively, and then we're just going to swing right back in the other direction. We're going to gain that weight back because we haven't done it healthily. We haven't done it sustainably. And then, you know, what happens? The cycle repeats, and that's where we get that yo-yoing. If we just pull the pendulum a little bit, it's just going to swing those little swings. So, you know, we just want to make small changes. We don't have to be all or nothing. We don't have to give our 100%. I actually tell my clients, it's not really healthy to be 100%. You know, 80% is perfect. Like, it's healthy to enjoy social events. It's healthy to enjoy indulgences. I do. I went to all you can eat Japanese and Yochi last week, and my God, I was undoing my jeans because you could not tell me to stop because it was delicious. And you know what? The next day, straight back on track with normality. And, you know, it's hard to do that at the start. You do have that all or nothing, like, oh, you know, I've stuffed it. But no, you know, you want to enjoy life. You want to enjoy these things. Truly, YOLO, you only live once, and you don't want to spend your life dieting and constantly consumed with, you know, thinking about food. Nutrition should be an everyday part of your life, a normal everyday part of your life. It shouldn't be your whole life.
Yes, I
That's
love
what
that.
I always tell my clients.
There you have it, guys. Even dietitians have a lifestyle.
Undo your jeans with the Yochi. I saw you were at Yochi the other day, but you're at some frozen yogurt place on your Instagram. And I was like,
oh my God.
Yes. I was like there the night before, and I was like, oh, so good. It's my favorite food.
I love a bit of froyo. Unfortunately,
it's so good.
Isn't as good as the ones in Australia, where it don't have as many toppings or flavors, but it's still good.
Did you say the barley ones?
Yeah.
What's the name of the one in Bali again?
It's the one that they have here close to me. It's called Yogurt Republic.
Yeah, that's the one I've been
and they have like a charcoal one. So
yeah, they don't have the cookie dough, the cookie dough, or like the cookie pieces. They're my favorite.
No, they don't have that. They only have like Oreo and like a few Maltesers and weird like jellies and like fruit and stuff.
But moral of the story is that dietitians enjoy indulgent foods too, and it's healthy to enjoy them.
Exactly. Right, it's been so nice talking to you, and I love your approach to health even more now after knowing everything that you've been through.
It's been so great to chat to you.
Before we go, do you want to give yourself a little plug? Like, are you even taking on any clients at the moment? Where can people find you?
I'm literally at capacity right now, but I am opening up my books in the coming weeks now that I'm not competing. So I do have a little bit more time. So soon I'll be taking on new clients. But yeah, if you want to follow me, I'm Nutrition by Macie on Instagram. And yeah, that's me.
Yeah, we will link that in the show notes as well, and your coaching page as well, of course. And then, yeah, please reach out to me. Like if you are struggling with that all or nothing mindset, if you want some help with your nutrition or even training as well, reach out. She's definitely someone I would recommend working with, someone who has a very healthy approach to dieting.
Thanks, Alan.
Thanks everyone for listening. Thank you again, Macie, for coming on. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye.
See you guys.